Hello tennis guys and tennis ladies, welcome to my channel. I have here my second tennis racket comparison, and for this video I did choose the new Head Boom MP and the Head Extreme MP. And the reason I did choose these two rackets is that according to Head, the Head Boom MP is on the same level of precision as the Head Extreme MP. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I will show it in the video. I will show you the control power index chart where the Boom MP is in the line with Head Extreme MP, with Head Speed MPL, the light version, and with Head Gravity S. So in the control power index comparison, what does it mean? In the control index, in the index that Head makes to compare the rackets with the control, the precision of the racket, and the power of the racket. But in this video you will see that these two rackets are quite different. So if you do not know which of these two rackets to buy in this video, you will find out. So let's start with the specifications. So the specs are as following. So the head size is the same, as you can see. The weight is different. The Boom MP is 5 grams lighter. And now the balance. This is the biggest difference that completely changes how you feel the racket, how you feel swinging with the racket, and this parameter makes the biggest difference in the playability of these two rackets. So the Boom MP is balanced very to the hand. So 315 millimeters to the hand, and on the other side there is the Extreme MP with 325 millimeters, so 1 centimeter more to the head. What does it mean? Let's go on to the next point, the swing weight. The balance translates into the swing weight. So as you can see, my numbers are quite different from the numbers that is provided by Tennis Warehouse. So I did measure swing weight of the Boom MP with strings 298, which is a way lower number that was presented by Tennis Warehouse. They show on their website 318, and guys, this is not correct at all. I believe if you take into account the difference between the real weight and the weight that is prescribed by the manufacturer, so there can be up to 7 grams difference. So my racket, I've measured, had real weight of 288 gram, so around 7 gram less than it should have. So that's why the swing weight is 298 according to my measurements. But I believe that the racket that was measured by Tennis Warehouse was not 295 grams, but was 7 grams more, so 302 grams, and that's why they show 318 swing weight. But if we want to find the real, the middle, the average swing weight, I believe the Boom MP is around 305, maybe 308 swing weight. So way lower than the Extreme MP. As you can see, it has 325, so quite a high swing weight for a 300 gram racket. So there is no doubt which of these two rackets is more maneuverable, which of these rackets is much easier to swing with. It is the Boom MP. Now let's go to the stiffness. So the flex, the stiffness is 64 RA for Boom MP and 66 for Extreme MP. What does it mean? So the Boom MP is more flexible, is more easier on your hand, and yeah, it just feels a little bit smoother in your hand. On the other hand, there is the Extreme MP with 66 RA, 2 points higher, so the frame is stiffer. What does it mean? More energy from the frame. So the Boom MP more feel, and the Extreme MP more energy, more power, more energy transfer to the ball. So the string pattern is the same, 16 by 19. So we are talking about the comfort and spin oriented string pattern, modern pattern for most rackets, for the amateurs and the wider tennis audience. Now let's talk about the composition. So there is a difference, because the Extreme MP does use the graphene 360 plus and the graphite, and on the other hand we have the new Auxetic technology combined with the graphene inside. So what is the graphene inside? I believe it's the graphene 360 plus, but the name was changed to graphene inside to make it a little bit easier, not that much complicated as with the graphene 360 plus. The name for this technology, I believe, is too complicated, so the graphene inside sounds much easier. So all in all, both rackets are 100% made of graphite, and we can talk about the technology or the name for the graphene or the graphite itself, but it really doesn't matter. Where the difference is the Auxetic technology on the Boom MP we will discuss now. So let's move to the part with the technologies. You can see both technologies on both sides, and when I take the Boom racket I have here, the Pro version, sorry. So we will start with the graphite. So as you can see, Boom MP does use the graphene inside, and the Extreme MP does use the graphene 360 plus. I've already said that these are probably the very same compositions, but let's move to the next point, the Auxetic technology on Boom MP. So the Auxetic technology is here in the throat, in the lower part of the head. So only this small part is injected or is made with graphene and the Auxetic technology. So the Auxetic technology works kind of as a, let's say, as a trampoline. So the very small pieces or the molecules of the graphene, the graphite, are injected with the Auxetic pieces, let's say, and they work that if you hit the ball, this part moves a little bit up, because the strings go like this. There's the ball, the strings go like this, and this part is stretched by the strings a little bit up, so it absorbs the energy. When the ball goes off the strings, then this part goes back to its initial position, to its basic position, and this creates the energy. So at first, at the hit, the energy is absorbed here, and then the energy goes back to the ball. So what does it mean? The Auxetic technology creates a little bit more power, more energy, more easy power, and it helps the feel, so you can really feel the ball, the impact of the ball on the strings more. So that's the Auxetic technology, the biggest difference. Then the Boom MP has the morph beam. The morph beam, that's quite interesting. So let's talk about it a little bit. So the morph beam, this racket is constructed of two shapes of the beam. So this part, the head, is made of, let's say, oval shaped beam, and when we move to the throat, the throat has some edges here, so we can talk about the, let's say, I'm not sure, octagonal shape, yeah, maybe like that. And moreover, if you look at the throat, the yoke, here the frame is thicker, and when we move down it's thinner. So what does it mean? It's more flexible, so the racket has more feel. The ball stays longer in on the string bed, so the racket flexes a little bit more and it creates energy and power and also feel. On the other hand, we have a completely different frame. We have the spin shaft. So the spin shaft for the extreme racket is thicker in the throat. So the throat is thicker, and that's why this racket is more stable and it generates more spin. It will help the racket generate more spin. That's why it is called the spin shaft. And one more thing, I didn't talk about the beam width. So the Boom MP has a constant width of 24 millimeters, constant. The whole beam is 24 millimeters, but on the other hand, the Extreme MP has 23 millimeters there, 26 millimeters there, so there is the thickest part of the beam. Once again, the racket is more stable, more powerful, and in this part, in the throat section, the beam is thinner. The thin is here, only 21 millimeters. But if you turn the racket like that, here the beam from this position is very thick. So thinner here, but thicker like this. I don't know how to call it, but this is way thicker than in the Head Boom racket. And one more thing, if you look at the picture, if you look at the both rackets, so the throat for the Head Boom is much longer, and the head is completely different, the shape of the head. So if you look at the Boom racket, it's thick up here, so the racket has sweet spot higher than on the Extreme MP. So once again, for the modern style of tennis, it creates easy energy and it's easier to swing with. On the other hand, if you look at the Extreme, it's a typical oval shape, or let's say egg shape, which is the same. It's the sweet spot is a little bit lower. It's not that much on the top of the racket, but it's a little bit lower, almost in the center of the head. And the Extreme MP, That's why it generates more spin. Now moving to the next technologies, we have the power grommets for the boom MP. So the power grommets, what does it mean? Essentially the grommets in the racket are bigger, so the strings can move freely, and that's why they create more energy. Then there is the uni pattern, which, what does it mean? So the strings, the string bed, the layout of the string bed has the same space between the strings almost entirely, and so the pattern is unified, let's say is unified, so nothing special. The racket is good overall for spin and also for flat shots. And then there is the directional drilling, so the holes for these rackets are drilled so in the angle, so the maintenance of the tension for the strings is better. The strings hold better tension on the whole, let's say on the whole string bed. So the angle for the strings is not that high. It doesn't create let's say stress on the strings that much, and the strings work together much better if the holes for the strings are like this and not like this. Okay, so if you put the string there and then you go there, then the stress on the string is much higher than if the string goes inside under this angle, so the racket plays more, it's more plush and the feel is much better. If we look at the extreme racket, then there are the spin grommets. The spin grommets are essentially the power grommets, but they are on the extreme racket only on the top of the racket in the center, so only the main strings, about 10 or 12 main strings, move more freely like this, and that's why they create more spin, and yeah, they move and create more snapback and more spin. And then there is the spin pattern for the strings. Once again, the pattern for the strings, what does it mean? So the strings have more space between each other, and this bigger space between each other creates once again more spin, because the strings can move more freely and they can snap back easier. So yeah, the Extreme MP is a more spin oriented racket, and on the other hand the Boom MP is let's say more feel oriented racket. And now to sum it up, these rackets can be or are similar on the Head Boom's specifications sheet, but in the real life they are quite different. So the main difference, I believe, is that the Boom MP is more easier to hit with. It has larger sweet spot, it has better maneuverability, much better maneuverability, and interestingly it has much better feel, and in my opinion the precision is also a little bit better with the Boom MP. On the other hand, we have the Extreme MP, and this racket is spin oriented, it's way more powerful, it's way more also harder to swing with, and it's for more advanced and tournament players, let's say. The stability is much better, and of course the swing weight is much higher, so this racket, the Extreme MP, is good for attacking players and also for the defending players when they are on defense. So the racket is, let's say, has higher performance in all situations, in all the situations. On the other hand, the Boom MP is very easy to swing with, but at some point it lacks the power, the mass, the weight for the really aggressive player or for the player who is playing mainly from the baseline. So these rackets are quite different. So I would suggest the Boom MP for amateurs, enthusiasts, maybe some club players, women players, juniors. And on the other hand, the Extreme MP is for more advanced players, for players who are playing or starting with tournaments, for the ambitional junior who wants a very solid racket with a great power, great spin and very good stability. But it's not the most comfortable racket on the market, not at all. So here you have it, guys, the Boom MP and the Extreme MP. I believe you now know where are the biggest differences. As I said before, the Boom MP for the more easygoing player, and the Extreme MP for the more serious player out there. So guys, if you like the video, click the thumbs up button. If you didn't like the video, click the thumbs down button. Of course you can, it's your choice. And yeah, thank you very much for watching my videos, for commenting my videos. I'm really happy that I can give you some information that is useful for you and that you can work with when you want to buy a new racket, when you search for the best possible racket for your style of play. So guys, thank you very much for watching and enjoy tennis every day, every time. I will see you in the next video. Bye.